Hi there, everyone. I'm the next 6 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this as brief and as to the point as I possibly can. I don't really want to spend too much time talking about this because at this point it's really not as much of an issue as it was when it was occurring. But briefly put, back in September, roughly around Labor Day, I think just before, maybe 5, 6 days before Labor Day, I was struck in the back of the head by a large object, and it injured me. It injured me in a way that I didn't ascertain until maybe a week after the incident itself. At first, I thought I was just very tired, and yeah, I had worked several days in a row, and of course I would be understandably tired. But I had a few days off, and I felt no different at the end of the few days before I went back to work. So I knew that something was very wrong, and it showed itself in a number of ways. There was a cloudiness in my mind that would not go away, no matter how much caffeine I drank, no matter how good a night's sleep I got the night before. Fine motor skills were also affected. It was harder to write things down. Another thing that manifested itself was forgetfulness. I tended to make a lot of mistakes that I would have to go back and correct again and again. I had a lot of difficulty concentrating, and speaking as a person with attention deficit disorder, that's, yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to not being able to maintain focus, and this was something different. My big mistake at this point was not seeking professional medical help. I was arrogant, and I thought this was something that I could just shake off in just a matter of maybe a week or two. It took closer to 5 weeks before my symptoms started to fully go away. In that time, I would have short spells of confusion, of destabilized equilibrium. So much so as I'd be walking around doing things at work. I would have these spells where, for just a split second, it felt like, I was losing balance, and I had to, it was almost scary, and I had to reorient myself very quickly. Every time that I had to drive to work or drive back from work was stressful. Looking back on it now, I made a number of mistakes, but I was not thinking clearly. And despite people urging me to do something about it, to get some kind of some kind of treatment, I didn't do it. And that's my fault. And I put myself through unnecessary disorientation, forgetfulness, fogginess, and just generally making my life a lot harder than it ever needed to be. And it's made me a little skittish. I don't want to get hit in the head again. I don't want to feel like that again. Yeah, I wasn't exactly looking forward to making this video, but hey, you know what? It's one of those things where you just, in order to move on, you kind of have to talk about things. So anyhow, this was me doing that.